Hi there, welcome to Office Talk, episode 5. I'm Jeremy Brown, your host, and we have Tim Griggs with TKO Griggs MMA, and we also have Patrick Davidson, the referee for TKO. Mr. Griggs, how long have you been promoting?
2 years.
2 years. How many shows have you put on?
15.
15, so you're getting good at it.
Better.
Good. Where are you located?
Vincent's, Indiana.
Okay. Do you put on all your shows in Vincent's?
No, we spread around. Washington, Princeton, we're still going other places. We'll be over in Effingham in November.
Okay. So your next show is in November?
Yes.
What's the name of that show? Do you have a name yet?
Soon.
Okay. Do you have any fighters lined up for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Do you bring fighters from out of state to fight for you?
Yeah, make exciting fights, title fights. The best from the other states, bring them over, and if we can get them, bring them in against our guys that at the top level and fight each other.
Are you a sanctioned state here?
Yes.
Okay, so you put on a sanctioned show.
Yeah, I won't do an unsanctioned show.
Okay, and you're getting good at it, so what do you think the fighters think about your promotion?
Hope they like it.
Yeah?
If they come and fight for me, they'll see that everything's fair.
So you don't get any complaints?
Not that I know of, maybe. You never know. But,
okay.
It's hard to please everybody.
Do you get a lot of the fighters coming back to you?
Oh yeah, once they fight for me, yeah.
Do you cover like travel expenses and stuff like that, and maybe even hotel if they're coming from out of state?
Oh yeah. You have to take care of them if they're willing to travel. You have their travel expenses.
Well, that's more the reason to come fight for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
What got you starting in the MMA business?
Oh, I started off, wrestling. I had a wrestling background, got into it, and was out in California for a little bit, did some skunkers out there, and I just love the sport. Been to all, shows everywhere, watched it, followed it. Done my homework before I decided to be a promoter, so I know what I was doing.
And how many shows have you put on?
15.
15 shows. How would you rank your promotion among others?
I think it's at the top, just, still growing, just getting out there is the main thing.
Okay. There's been talk on some private groups about champions from one promotion fighting the champions of other promotions. Now, have you heard any of this talk?
I mean, it's always been a talk, it's hard to work it out. When you have two promoters, there's a lot to work out there.
Would you be interested in something like that if it were to come about?
I think it's a great idea, having the best fight the best, that's the way it should be. But, it's getting the detail, all the other stuff worked out is the hard part. That's probably why it hasn't happened.
Okay. And then we have Patrick Davidson, the referee. How long have you been reffing?
About 2 years. Him and his brother got it started.
Okay. Have you reffed all his shows?
Almost. There's been a couple I haven't been able to for one reason or another, but for the most part, I've been to all of them.
Do you like reffing?
I really enjoy it. It's a challenge, but I really do enjoy it.
What do you think when you get a guy knocked out in there? What's going through your head?
I want to make sure to stop the fight at a good time. I don't want him to take any more punishment than he needs to take, because in the end, we're there for the fighter's safety. So, and these guys have jobs to go back to. So I want to make sure I give them a chance, but then again, I stop it at the right point. So.
Because you are reffing amateur shows.
Yes.
Okay, so you have to take in consideration that they are amateurs and that most of them are just starting out.
Right.
So what do you do in a situation where you got two guys on the ground and they're rolling around, and you move around a lot to see if you can get better views and stuff for their safety?
Yeah, you gotta make sure you got the right angle, and you don't want to stay in the same place, because guys will realize you're staying in one place, then they try to bend the rules one way or the other. So you gotta move around, see what holds, whatnot they're putting on, and make sure they're following the rules.
Okay. Mr. Griggs, what would you tell any fighter watching why they would want to fight for you?
Just to come to the show, you know, they would see for themselves that all the fights are even, they're fair, and they guys fight. You know, that's what the people want to see, it's what they're paid for, so, you know, that's what they should get.
Okay. Who's the matchmaker?
Me, I do my own.
You are the matchmaker and the promoter?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Do you do a lot of the stuff for your promotion?
Yeah, all but the marketing, yes.
Okay. Who's your marketing?
Stephanie Reed, Big Red Productions. She
Great.
just got on board and she's doing a good job.
What would you tell any fighter that hasn't fought for him? What would you tell them?
He seems to put on good matchups, and it doesn't seem like there's many at all mismatches. You're going to get a fair shot. It is good. Give you a good shot to fight if you want to fight. He's a good guy to come talk to.
Have you been to any other promotions to be able to compare
I've been to
TKO Griggs promotion to others?
I've been to a few, yeah. And they're okay, but I'm kind of partial to Tim's.
Well, you're still with them for a reason, right?
That's right.
Mr. Tim Griggs, right. What sets your promotion different than other promotions?
Well, everything's, you know, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it's fair, you know, I make these guys fight each other. I mean, they're not gonna come in on my card and just walk on somebody out, you know. I know every level, but, you know, amateurs, pros, either way, and there are different levels, and I match them up right. I make them fight.
Do you take care of your fighters too, right?
Oh, yeah. You
Okay.
can ask anybody that's fought for me, they'll tell you that.
As a fighter, I know I like to have a relationship with the promoter. Would you say you build relationships with the fighters that fight for you?
Yeah, I do. I mean, they know what I expect out of them, what I want. You know, they want them to come out, pull the show on, you know, give people what they pay to see.
Would you say your show is very organized?
I would. Probably anybody you ask would tell you that.
Okay. Do they normally have like dressing rooms, and do you supply water and?
Everything, yes. From hand wraps to, you know, everything. Northern Indiana, I challenge you to send your fighters down here and see how they match up against ours. See who the best fighters are in Indiana.
Well, thanks a lot, Mr. Griggs, for coming on the show, and thank you, Patrick Davidson. We will be right back with TKO Ring Girls. Welcome back to Office Talk. We have Bianca Garcia, and we have Holly Gillette, and Amber Eichmeyer, TKO Ring Girls. We come all the way to Southern Indiana because we had a private group that was saying you were the hottest ring girls for all promotions. What do you think about that, Bianca?
That's pretty awesome.
What about you? What do you think about that?
We have been doing it for quite a while now, and although they brought random girls in for other shows, we have a pretty tight-knit ring girl family, and I think that a lot of the people like us out there think we work well together, so I agree 100%.
And Amber, do you get nervous when you go in the cage?
Kinda, I'm shy when I'm new at it, but looking up to these two girls show me what to do, and tell me not to be nervous. They just talk me through it. And I think I've become better at it.
She's pretty good. Don't let her fool you.
I try my hardest.
So are you getting all prepared and prepped in the back room for hours for these shows, or do you go by specific outfits for each show?
Yeah, we do the specific outfits. I've made a couple myself for some, and you know, we just kind of we tell Tim what we like, what looks good on us, accentuate what's good about us. As a group, we all kind of have the same things that are awesome about us, so we accentuate that as best we can. So, but we have a lot of fun, and we get ready usually at a hotel room before. We jam out and get ready, and you know, head there. We're usually there whenever the fighters are, so we have to, you know, be pretty for them and stuff, and let them know they're going to do a good job, and we're going to be there for them either way. So.
Great. Is it a little bit intimidating around all the big tough fighters?
Not at all. A lot of them we know from just multiple times of them coming back to the fight, so we've made a pretty good bond with all of them. We're unbiased, so we just try to have a good time and hang around and show that we're there for their support.
What do you think about when you get to see one of those really bad knockouts? Is that scary?
Not so much.
Are you used to it?
Yeah.
Do you like seeing blood?
No, not really, but it's the sport, so. And growing up around it, I'm used to it. I have brothers that fight, and I have cousins that fight for Tim as well. I'm used to it.
Who are your brothers?
I have a brother named Cody Ivers. He's in training right now. He's wanted to fight for Tim, but he's one of those shy types as well. I also have a cousin named Caleb Sutton that fights for Tim as well. His first win was his past fight.
Bianca, do you have any favorite fighters that you like to see get out there and put it all on the line?
I'm really not sure if I'm allowed to answer that, but they know who they are. But yeah, I definitely have closer fighters. Like Holly said, I mean, we've been doing this for 2 years for Tim. Each one of us is, well, me and Holly have at least done 13 of the 15 fights. You know, one of us has missed something for one reason or another, but we've done it a lot. We've been there. You know, Amber's on board, and you know, she has cousins and who know everybody. So, you know, when you're with a small knit community like that in Southern Indiana, I mean, we know most of the people that fight. We've been to their gyms or have met, you know, their entire gyms, and you know, that's what we do. That's why people like us, I think, is because we talk to everybody. We're interested in everybody, their goals and their dreams, and you know, we support them either way. So.
Holly, is there 4 of you girls and maybe one's missing?
Yeah, the fourth girl is also a fighter, and she has a little bit more of opinions sort of thing, so we just sit there on the sidelines kind of during the fights and
Watch her.
she definitely cheers on more, but we try to keep it unbiased and cheer for everyone. But yeah, she couldn't make it stay, but we definitely have a fourth one.
I keep hearing unbiased.
Yes.
Is this taught to you girls down from Tim Griggs? Does he make sure that you guys or girls are staying unbiased?
Yes and no. We kind of just keep it that way because we don't want to play favorites. We don't want certain people to like us and certain people to hate us. We want everyone to know that we're there for all of them.
Okay.
We just kind of picked it up ourselves and try to keep that the way it's supposed to be.
That and professionally, they
Yes.
can't be biased. So we try to look up to, you know, our UFC girls, and you know, try to be as much like them as we can be. Definitely don't compare ourselves to them by any means, but they're definitely showing us what we should be doing in a professional manner. We want to make Tim look good, and that's the big picture, is to make our promoter look good.
Would you say that sets you apart from the other ring girls for other promotions?
Oh yeah. I would say that most of the ring girls that do other shows just show up, do what they have to do, and leave. And we're more social and friendly to everyone. We don't just go in there and walk around the ring and leave. So we associate with everyone.
Amber, Are you still a little skittish in the spotlight, like when you walk out there in the cage and the crowd goes crazy, or do you kind of just cut loose once you get in the cage? I know as a fighter, sometimes I get a little nervous walking up to the cage, but when I walk in the cage, it's like, okay, now I'm at home. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, no. I get nervous as I'm walking up to it, but then I tried walking out everybody and I just walk my happy little butt around the ring and get my picture taken and then walk back out. The first fight was really, really nerve-wracking for me, just for the simple fact that I didn't know everybody, and now I've done a couple of them, so I'm much better now. I still have my nerves get me sometimes, but other than that, pretty good at it.
So, since you're ranked by Northern Indiana, some of the hottest ring girls around, would you say that's a good reason for everybody to come watch TKO Griggs MMA?
Of course, we do actually have, or used to have, a fighter from up there, and he was offering to bring a lot of his fighters down. He has a big gym up there, and he's actually been a big part of trying to bring new people down and everything. But it's just always a struggle because it's so far, and we're so southern, and we just try to just be there anyway. But I think it'd be a great idea for more people to come everywhere. I think if you just train in one place and just fight in one place, you're not going to know if you're the best if you don't fight everybody. So we bring a lot of people. There's Illinois fighters that come over, and a lot of Indiana fighters from Southern Illinois, but every now and again we have Northern people come down and they bang out. It's awesome.
Great. Since you girls were ranked some of the hottest ring girls, would you say that's also a reason why people should come check out the show?
Oh, absolutely. We're not cocky by any means, but we do try to look good and do our jobs, and what better reason to come and fight than to get to meet us, right?
What would you tell the fans watching, since they don't get to see the fourth ring girl? What could you say about her since she's not here?
Danny is her name, Danny Camden. She's a 125-pound fighter. She's actually a title holder here in Indiana for one of the Griggs promotions. She's a little spitfire. She's pretty awesome. She's very tough, and she knows and has taught us a lot personally about MMA, showing us, what everything is, and getting us a lot more into what they're actually doing when they're in the cage. And so that way we can bug Patrick and Sean and whoever else our referees are, and ask them questions. And the more engaged we can be in the sport, the better I think that we have. The time that we have is a lot better, and I think that's another reason why whenever fighters come down and they meet us, and they're pretty surprised that we actually know what cauliflower ear is, and what an armbar actually is, what that ground and pound is not a type of MMA style, and it's pretty funny to see people test us, and we have that a lot, and it's just funny to prove them wrong.
Have any of you girls tried out some of the training?
Yes.
I just really don't want to mess my face up, but I still hit the gym. Close enough.
What about you, Amber?
Well, my college campus has a gym, so I go there through the week, weekends. I don't really do the training thing as the fighters.
Okay. Bianca, did you do anything in your past to lead you to wanting to be a ring girl?
No, actually it's really out of my character, to be honest. It's pretty far out of my character, but Danny was actually dating one of my really good friends from high school, and he started an MMA gym in West Salem, and they're out of Illinois, and I started working out with them, and then Tim found me. I did a calendar actually with Holly for our derby calendar, and they kind of were like, hey, so we got this fight coming up, y'all want to do it? And we're like, sure, let's do it. So it was pretty cool. How I met Holly.
And then you kind of just fell in place?
Yeah, it was at a fight in Big Mill that Tim was holding. I saw these two girls up on the balcony thing, and Tim and my dad are friends, and they look like they were having fun. I like to have fun, and it's something new, so I talked to Tim about it, and Tim said next fight that I could do.
Bianca, you have a calendar shoot coming up for TKO. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the TKO Griggs MMA girls, all 4 of us are going to be doing a calendar all 12 months. We might do 13, just kind of depends on the cost. What we're going to do basically is raise funds for ourselves to, keep us able to go to all these fights, since we are branching out and going further and things like that. So it's something that we're a little bit worried about. Tim takes care of us really well, so we're just trying to help him out and take care of ourselves pretty well. And then anything extra that we have, we're actually going to donate to the breast cancer awareness. And that's something that is pretty close to the Griggs family. So we're just trying to help out the best we can. But yeah, that is coming soon. It will be for 2014.
We have roller derby in our area, South Bend, Indiana.
Yeah.
Now, over here in southern Indiana, you've got demolition derby.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to be on a calendar, is this correct? Can you tell us something about that?
We have done 2 calendars now. The first was some various other random girls, but this past one was just me and her all 12 months. We basically just find old cars and take pictures on them. This time we found people to sponsor us, so we would go to their businesses and use their props and promote their business for the calendar and to raise money. So we've kind of dabbled in all kinds of calendars.
Can you buy these?
Yeah.
Where can you buy them at?
You just have to find our Facebook page, find one of us. We'll direct you to where you can get one.
When can we find you girls next in the cage?
November is our next fight, and it's going to be either the first or second week of that month, and it'll be on a Saturday as always. So, Fridays usually are our day for weigh-in, so we'll definitely be there for pictures. So if you guys want to come see us beforehand, and then otherwise you can definitely see us all evening on one of those 2 Saturdays.
If anybody that is watching the video wants to contact you girls, how do they contact you?
Well, we do have a Griggs MMA Ring Girl page on Facebook. It's a fan page. We've got, about 500 likes on it so far. But, we're starting out somewhere. But if you guys are interested, you can always contact us there. You are allowed to message and things like that. So if you have any other promoters that are out there that need, fill-in ring girls, we'll definitely be able to do that. Just contact us. And either myself, Holly, or Danny will get back to you. And, of course, Amber is available also for hire.
Do you have any emails or Facebook,
We all
Twitter?
each have a Facebook, and they're all tied into our Griggs MMA Ring Girl page.
And are tagged in the photos if you can't otherwise find us on that page.
All of us are tagged on all the photos. There's several photos there from the very get-go. So
Yeah.
Since the very beginning, we have a lot of photos on there, so you really can't miss us.
I have a Twitter, which is @HGillette11, if you can figure out how to spell my name. So you can find me on there.
Do you have any other involvement in the community other than Griggs MMA?
Yes, here in Southern Indiana, we try to do as much as we can for our community. We have done a couple raffles for several different people, but mostly one of our sponsors runs a mechanic shop. His name's Phil McDonald. He's in Vincent if you need him. But he is also associated with the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, and there we did Danny and Amber and I did a raffle where we just kind of did the Vanna White thing and spiced up the silent auction there and the live auction there. So it was pretty fun. But we're up for anything if we can help out. That's what we're here for.
Would you like to send out any other shouts to sponsors, friends, family?
Well, as always, we definitely shout out our families for supporting us. I know at first my mom was kind of like, what are you doing? So definitely thanks to the parents for letting us do, patience.
Also,
and travel.
yeah, we have a lot of sponsors, that help us out through the end, and Team Colin helped us out last last fight, and we also have so Showtime Promotions, which did the Derby calendars. They help us out. Apocalypse MMA, they help us out a lot too, to kind of get us out there and invite us to everything. So we have several more, and if you want to see a list of them, they're on our fan page. So go check it out and like us.
Thank you. We'll take a short commercial break. Welcome back to Office Talk. We have live for the champions for TKO Griggs MMA. On the left here, we have Corey Fisher at 135 with a record of 8-5. Then we have Ryan Baker at 155 with a record of 5-3. And we have Sasha Konigstein, 170, a big 170 at 13-3. Then we got Wade Collins at 205 with a record of 4-1. Corey Fisher, where you from, man?
From Mount Carmel, Illinois.
Mount Carmel. Do you guys have a lot of gyms out that way?
Not really, kind of a small little town, nothing but oil field and fast food. That's pretty much it. Big high school football team, that's all that they do around there, football.
What about you, Ryan? Where you from?
Vincent, Indiana.
Awesome. You guys got gyms around here?
Yeah, got a couple of them in town.
Do you guys ever train together, Sasha? Have any of you guys ever trained together since there's not that many
We all
gyms?
have
Yeah.
at some point in time.
Really? Awesome. Wade, what's it feel like to be a champion for TKO Griggs MMA?
Feels pretty good. I enjoy it
Do you feel like you got a target on your back now?
every once in a while.
You get a lot of people asking you, what's it feel like to be a champ? They want pictures with you and stuff.
Not indirect like that, no.
And Sasha, you are a big 170. They got to be scared of you as soon as they see you.
I get that a lot, yeah.
Do you feel like they're beat sometimes when they get in across the cage from you? Do you sense that?
Yeah, a little bit. Just,
Because that's my weight class. I'm 70, and man, I'm looking at you like, whoa, you are a big 170. Pretty intimidating looking. What's it feel like to be a champion for Griggs MMA? Does he do you well? Does he treat you good?
yeah, definitely.
Do you have a personal relationship with Tim Griggs?
Yeah, friendship outside of the cage, yeah.
Okay. Does he have relationships with other fighters too, or do you feel like he just gives you guys a special treatment because you're his champions?
No, it's kind of like a big family we're doing in a way, I mean, you got their certain fighters and certain gyms that all train together. Like, hell, we've all trained together before. I mean, big family in a way.
Sasha, what would you say you like the most about Griggs MMA?
Guess, I mean, all the fighters and fans, and just MMA in general.
Does he have big shows?
Yeah, they're fairly decent. Yeah, I fought a lot of shows, and yeah, he's up there.
So you have fought for other promotions.
Yes.
How would you rank TKO Griggs MMA compared to others?
I stays in the top 5, top 3, top 5.
Okay. Wade, what's it like back in the fighters booth? Do you have good communication to the fighters as to when you need to go out and fight and stuff like that, or is it kind of like you're in the dark? You don't know when you need to go out
No,
and stuff.
everything's pretty well organized. We know when we got to go out and what we got to do, and he's usually got everything set up how we expect it to be. So it's a pretty good show usually. I got no complaints.
Could you tell us about your last fight? How'd you get that title?
I stepped in the cage and knocked the guy out in a minute and 20 seconds.
So a quick one.
Yeah,
Is that the way a lot of your fights go, being a heavyweight?
I got
3 knockouts and 1 submission for a 4-1 record.
Heavy hands, huh?
Try to work on it.
What about you, Sasha? How have most of your fights went?
TKO ref stoppage.
Most of them? Really?
Ground and pound.
Do you work on your ground a lot?
Yes.
Would you say you're primarily a ground fighter, or are you all-around fighter?
All around.
Yeah.
Well,
Well-rounded.
we can go to the ground, whatever which way you want to do it.
Would you say your strength plays a role in a lot of your wins?
Very much so.
Do you hit the gym a lot? Do you lift weights and to keep that strength up?
Pretty much every day.
Would you say that restricts your flexibility at all?
Well, I try not to lift weights like a week and a half before a fight or something, just so I can have that flexibility. But
Ryan, can you tell us how you got that title?
Triangle choke.
Would you say you're a ground fighter, or what's your specialty?
I like to get in there and throw hands, work on my ground a lot, but I'd rather stand up, get in there on my ground up.
Okay. And Corey, do you watch videos on your fighters, or does it even matter? Do you watch videos, footage?
I'll watch maybe 2 or 3. I mean, not much. Just kind of go on and kind of what everybody's kind of told me about them, and just do a little bit of background check, but not much.
Wade, what got you into MMA?
Just like to fight, and I don't want to get in trouble doing it.
Was you fighting a lot in the streets?
I've had a couple fair shares, but nothing to brag about. I'd rather do it in the cage.
Would you say it makes you a better person?
Doing it in there instead of on the street, yes.
And what about you, Sasha? What got you into MMA?
my sister's boyfriend, I went to one of his shows and was like, yeah, that's me. That's my kind of thing. I like.
You seem kind of soft-spoken. Did you get along with people, or was you a fighter outside the cage as well?
Yeah, I've had a few fights out in the street, but I'm usually kind of quiet. Usually those are the ones that worry about the most.
I would say so. Ryan, what would you tell any 155er that might be matched up with you? What would you have to say to them? What do they got to worry about when they see you across the cage?
Fear. I'm a pretty well known heavy-handed fighter, so if they want to stand up, then that's my game. If I want to go to the ground, just watch out for my hands.
Corey, do you know anything about Northern Indiana and the promotions that way?
Not much. I've heard a little bit about Midwest Fight Series and Chris Lytle shows, and some Coliseum Combat and Art of War, but those are pretty much the only other promotions I've known about up north.
Have any of you ever heard of Michiana Fight League or any others other than what he described?
No, it's pretty much what I do.
So you guys stick to this area. 5.5 hours is too much, too far away to keep in contact with that kind of stuff.
Not necessarily. He just treats us good, so I hang out with him.
Wow, that's saying big things there. If you was to tell fighters why they should come and fight for TKO Griggs MMA, what would you tell them?
Good luck. If they face one of us, they get knocked out or submitted.
Sasha, if conversation came up that you were to fight a champion of another promotion, would you challenge that?
Absolutely. I'm always ready to take another belt.
What about you, Ryan?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And Corey, how about you?
Okay.
So if discussion came up that all the champions for TKO Griggs MMA were to face the champions of another promotion and it were to be worked out, you guys would be up to that kind of challenge?
Let's do it.
Definitely.
So you're saying if discussion came up that there could be a possibility of Northern Indiana versus the whole Midwest, would you think that would be a good idea, Sasha?
Absolutely.
And Wade, What is your training camp like going into a fight? Say your title fight. What was that last training camp like?
Pretty intense, a lot of conditioning and just going over stuff, your stand up, ground, just knowing my strengths and knowing his weaknesses and his strengths and just capitalizing on all of it. Trying to fit it all in a 3-month deal and making sure I'm in shape, make sure I can cut my weight healthy and get back up to 215, 220 where I like to be on fight day.
Sasha, what about you?
Eat, sleep, MMA. Eat, sleep, breathe.
Nice, man. I hear that. What about you, Ryan Baker?
Pretty much same thing. Everybody has their own thing they do, but it's pretty much all like a big puzzle. It all falls together. He might train different, and I might train like him. He probably has a different routine. It all falls in the same category.
Corey, what would you say someone's best strength going into a fight would be? Cardio, lifting weights, their muscle strength, or what would you say the best aspect of a fight?
Cardio, it's a big factor. I mean, you go in there and you don't know if it's going to end in the first round, second, or third. I mean, you go the distance. I mean, always be prepared to go all the way. So.
Would you say someone has to have a lot of heart to get in there?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's also a lot of heart. I mean, you're going in there and you're wanting to kill the person in front of you, and they're wanting to do the same to you. They're wanting to knock your head off. Who's going to do it first?
Wade, to your next opponent that faces you, what do you have to say to him?
Good luck. That's it. Simple. I don't have much to say to him. I mean, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to try to knock him out. If I don't, if it goes to the ground, I'm going to submit him, and I'm going to make sure it don't go to decision.
Sasha, do you have a fight lined up?
Not right offhand. No, I don't. I mean, probably October, November. I mean, just can't like get fights lined up all the time. Just pick and choose.
What do you have to say to your next opponent?
They just better be ready to bring it. I'm sure they're not training as hard as I am.
What about you, Ryan Baker? What do you say about your next opponent? What does he got to worry about?
Everything. Because my drills and my training are very intense at this point in time. And come November, it's going to show.
Who's the name of your next opponent?
I don't know yet. Don't care. He's got a lot to worry about.
Corey, do you have an opponent lined up?
Not at the moment, say. He told me that possibly fight in November and everything, and then I actually got offered to come fight for a couple other people and stuff, but I just probably wait until November.
Did you know that the ring girls for TKO Griggs MMA was ranked some of the hottest ring girls for any promotion?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No.
What do you think about that, being a part of a promotion that has the hottest ring girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like they support you at all?
Oh, yeah. They love it just as much as we do, or they wouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
Would you like to shout anybody out? Any fans, family, teammates?
Southern Illinois Conflict, our team. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Everybody we train with.
What about you, Sasha?
Second camp.
Southern Illinois Conflict. SIC, baby.
SIC.
Wow. What about you?
I'd like to give a shout out to Turner Mixed Martial Arts in Princeton, Indiana, and my trainer, John Turner.
What is your trainer train?
He's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. He trained down in Florida with Gracie Tampa, and he's ranked as a purple belt. And he's pretty much a good jiu-jitsu coach, and all around his stand-up is nuts.
Thanks Corey, Ryan, Sasha, and Wade. Thanks for coming on the show, and I hope you enjoy. You can look for this to come out Wednesday, and I think you'll like it, man. Get a lot of publicity.